Welcome to my home, and for my last reflection of the Easter season. Our country celebrates Memorial Day on the last Monday of May. It is one of the most meaningful celebrations of the year. We honor those who loved and died for the freedom to live with the dignity God gave us. The Catholic Church also celebrates one of its most meaningful feast days, as the Easter season ends on the day of Pentecost. After Jesus returned to his Father, 11 men and Mary, the mother of Jesus, and a few other women went to a secluded spot to decide what to do about their friend Jesus. All the other disciples found some way to pick up the pieces and go back to their old lives, go back home. But this group had bigger plans. They decided to band together and wait for the Spirit Jesus promised to send them. They were probably wondering how they were going to get along without Jesus, and how they could possibly do all that Jesus asked them to do, when all of a sudden it happened. Tongues of flame came to rest over the heads of each of them. The house in which they gathered shook because of a mighty wind, and people came from all over the city to see what was going on. Something very extraordinary happened to weak and timid disciples of Jesus at the first Pentecost. The Spirit's impact was undeniable. They were filled with courage, and their hearts were set on fire. That first Pentecost happened a long, long time ago. But at the same time, it is almost like something that happened yesterday. Those first disciples were all on fire with the Holy Spirit, and amazing things kept happening, and a church was born. Our church has never stopped carrying on the mission of Jesus, to reach out to the ends of the world and to share the good news of God's love. Almost overnight, Christianity became an international community, a melting pot of cultures and peoples. So, are we happy about the condition of our world? We must be honest and sadly admit that the world has not changed all that much for the good. There are over 1 billion Catholics, and even more Christians of other faith traditions. You would expect sheer numbers to make a huge difference. Unfortunately, there is a war going on somewhere each day. The gap between the rich and the poor is widening daily. And nations are competing for the biggest share in the world economy. And some countries want the biggest guns in order to dominate. That is the world in which we live. So please, pray with me. Send forth your Spirit and renew the face of the earth. We need the Spirit in our lives. Our world needs a new start, a renewal of love and commitment. We want to be inspired with a genuine faith, and we want tongues of fire to settle on top of our heads. We want our own Pentecost experience, and we want to stop living behind closed, locked doors. Those are some mighty desires, but we should not settle for less. It is either that or the downward spiral can only continue. But that would be ignoring why we were baptized. People need to see the gospel lived out. And that's for starters. We are not living up to our birthright until people say of us, see how they love one another. Have a fruitful Pentecost. God bless you and your loved ones.